white gay men on drugs with muscles who like to fuck. They don't like to fuck black people, Asians, dolls, lesbians, drag queens, feminine people, skinny people, or fat people. They just want to fuck muscle men, white drug addicts. That's all they want. Some weeks that I came here, I was the only doll on the entire island. A queer island. These gay guys had never even met a trans woman before. On that boardwalk, I was taking so much ecstasy that day. As I was projectile vomiting, walking through in giant heels, like puking everywhere, and I was like, I love Fire Island. We are in goddamn Fire motherfucking Island. Hi, I love you, but I can't do it in front of people. Mwah. Oh my God, guys, people keep coming up. Literally, this guy I just blew, like, honestly, wait. Okay, looking over at the pool, there is like 7 guys that I've had dicks in my mouth. 4 of them this week. And that's why I'm shadow banned. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Pumping It, the podcast where I traipse into boy wannabe girl island, sneak into a bunch of orgies. I'm not going to say that part. And then I come running back to you. And I tell you how, bitch, I just pumped it. And I'm gonna tell you how you can pump it too. So we're not in Bushwick anymore. We're actually 42 miles away in a little island called Fire Island Pines. The only reason I know it's 42 miles away is because my favorite grinder hookup was 42 miles away from me. So yeah, I am so happy this worked out. It is my 10th year in Fire Island right now. It is the last day of my trip. I somehow got glammed by sunset. The wind is, however, fucking up my hair, so we do have a little clip in it. Okay. Weird. I'm like Elvin. Elvin girl. I don't know what that was. Look, I got a new microphone. This is like the Tana Mojo podcast microphone. I'm living. I am going to be talking really motherfucking fast because the sun is about to set. It is currently 7:28. Sunset is at 8:26. So we got an hour or so. Usually I film 6 hours, so I really gotta slay this out. Oh, this is so much more comfy. I love you guys. Honestly, I'm so happy that I somehow pulled this filming off. And also, filming is way less anxiety when my balls are out. Bubblegum. Life is just way easier to talk about when this is what it fucking looks like. Look, you can see behind me, you can kind of see like is it the horizon? The skyline? I don't know what the fuck it's called, but all the houses around here in Fire Island. Right over here, you can see these 2 little gays on their rooftop. They're filming like a dance video. Hello. Hi. They're filming. Hi. So cute. They're just waving at me. This is my favorite place on earth. It's my 10th year here in Fire Island. I've been a New Yorker for 11 years. I am 30 years old. I don't know how I became blessed enough to where this is where I spend my summer trips every year, and I do it with my best friends. I actually am so lucky. You guys can probably see, damn, Linux, you're never this fucking happy on camera. Is because this is heaven. It really is. And I know Fire Island has a lot of fuck shit going on as fuck, but that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. I don't really know how much time I'm going to have. Let me just tell you a real Linux rundown of Fire Island, the history and tea about it. I'm not rich and I don't have rich friends. The reason I've always been going to Fire Island every summer is because I work in nightlife. I'm a club kid. I'm a drag queen. I'm a freak. I'm a lover. I'm a sinner. I'm a saint. And literally since the very first year I moved here, I was maybe 19 or 20 years old. I have been lucky enough to get booked here for gigs. The first time I ever came to Fire Island was with my bestie Aquaria, winner of Drag Race Season 10, inventor of modern Gen Z drag. I can literally see from here the house. I was just a friend crashing on the couch. We just partied after for 2 days. I'm going to do my best, factually. Back in the 60s, 70s, it was illegal to be gay out in public. And all the gays, all the New Yorkers would come here to this island, originally called Fire Island Pines, because a long time ago, a boat crashed on the island and it had a bunch of Christmas trees on board. And then all the Christmas trees got planted or something, and that's why there's a bunch of pine trees everywhere. That's why it's called the Pines. That could also be urban legend, but I think that's pretty fierce. Looking out, it is just a bunch of pine trees everywhere. And another thing it is a bunch of bamboo. All these gays needed somewhere to go to be gay for faggotry, since that was illegal. They would all come here on the boat and they would start cruising and hooking up in the wooded areas. Mostly where they would all be hooking up is the meat rack. The meat rack is between Fire Island Pines and the town next to it called Cherry Grove. Cherry Grove is basically lesbian city. That's what they say. They say it's the lesbian world. Dykers Island. In between Dykers Island and Fire Island Pines is the meat rack. I've never hooked up in the meat rack. The only time I've ever been to the meat rack is if we have to go to Cherry Grove to go to the underwear party at Ice Palace. Ice Palace is a very famous club in Cherry Grove. It is the only real place to dance, like actually dance, up in Cherry Grove. And so gays would come here and start cruising in the wooded areas. And at one point, a real fierce gay decided he was going to plant a bunch of bamboo all over the fucking island. And that was also how the girls were going to be able to cruise and not be seen. That was how the gays were going to pull it out, suck it off, unload, keep it pumped. I'm such a key. I'm sorry. In the Pines, it's all these residential areas, and there is just one harbor. Because remember, it's an island. There's no roads. There's no streets. There's no cars. The only way to get to Fire Island is by taking a ferry from Long Island to Fire Island. This ferry only runs certain hours. Your life really is dependent on when that ferry comes and when that ferry goes. On top of it, girl, apparently this place is all going to be underwater in like a year, 2 years, 3 years. I don't know. Every few years, the whole place floods. Everyone freaks the fuck out. The beach is ruined. Then the National Guard or America, whoever's in charge when shit goes wrong and it's like crisis for America, they come in, take a whole bunch of sand, and they rebuild the beach. Fire Island gets to live 10 more years till the next time it fucking rains. Since there's not really any bars or clubs or anything like that here, there's only just one grocery store, one bar, one little restaurant, one hotel, and everything else, girl, is given residential. It's giving these motherfucking Pines little houses, these cunt ass houses, and the bamboo and the boardwalk are the only place you have to go. So, bitch, you better have a house and you better have some friends up in here because it is giving house party. 10 years ago, I got like $100 to come here on the train, do my little outfit. I got booked here for Pines Party. For those of you who don't know, Pines Party is a legendary party here in Fire Island for decades. I apologize if I'm wrong factually. In the 90s, Pines Party started morning party for HIV and AIDS awareness because none of the government was fucking talking about it. They were all acting like it didn't exist. Eventually, the straight bitches got real mad and they wanted to reclaim their space. After a few years, they had to cancel it because the cops came up and tried to shut the shit down. Years and years and years later, it still happens every year. I've been to 8 or 9 Pines parties. I am obsessed. It is right over here on this beach. There's a theme every year. Everyone dresses up. It's amazing. The whole point of the party is to make it until the morning. Everyone gets ready in their little houses, walks over to the beach. There's a huge setup over there. You just party on the beach. 9 a.m. comes around. The last few songs, we all cheer. Everybody together just walks back to their houses in their little outfits. Back in the 90s, 2000s, this place was white guy town. White guy island. Yes, everyone was gay, but they were white gay men. White gay men with muscles. White gay men on drugs with muscles who like to fuck. And they don't like to fuck black people, Asians, dolls, lesbians, drag queens, feminine people, skinny people, or fat people. They just want to fuck muscle men, white drug addicts. That's all they want. And everyone has money here because these houses are like millions of dollars. It's fucking expensive here. And so when I got here 10 years ago, I know this sounds kooky, but 10 years ago when I got here, girl, I didn't even have the words to say, I'm a doll. Respect me. I'm a doll. Y'all are being transphobic. And there was no language to say things like that. There wasn't even a way to feel that feeling. 10 years ago, we would pull up to a house party. We would get that address. Me and all my gay friends would come. By the way, obviously, I was the only doll in the house. Not only was I the only doll in the house, some weeks that I came here, I was the only doll on the entire island, the only trans person on the entire island. This was supposed to be a queer island, a gay island, and it was just a bunch of gay white guys and me, a trans girl. A lot of these gay guys that were here had never even met a trans woman before. How is that LGBTQ? Plus, whatever. It's just one thing. It was just white guy, gay guy island. That is not Fire Island's best form. And because of that, a lot of queer people of color got turned off by Fire Island. They were just kind of like, no, this place is meant for one type of person. I did not back down though. I was like, no, this is New York City's gay backyard. I see the potential it had. So every single year, I would come here for the summer with all my best friends. I had no money. Somehow I would get together $3,000 for 1 week. And girl, that $3,000 goes to a tiny twin bed in a room that I'm sharing. The live-in situation is not that fierce. We would pull up to the house party. If it was a really packed party, girl, there would be some line and we would wait in it. Once I got up to the door, the owner of the house would look me up and down and say, sorry, babe, it's a sexy afters. Sexy afters. What sexy afters means is it's an orgy. For some reason, some gay guys are spooked by a trans girl being in the room when they're fucking. I don't know if they don't want a girl to see, they're ashamed of it. What it most likely is they are freaked out and think that I am trying to fuck them. A trans girl is not coming up into the house and just gonna like rape everybody or force herself on everyone looking up at your dick. Like she is there to get hers and move on. It was terrifying because one, I was kind of a known person. I was like, oh my God, are these people gonna judge me? Are they gonna be like, oh, Linux is some horny weirdo at the orgy? And it's more than just like an orgy. It's giving sexual liberation vibes. A trans girl is entitled to her sexual liberation moment up in Fire Island, just like these gay boys are. I think as a trans woman, my sexuality was always a currency. I was fetishized. I had only been with DL guys, gay guys that were exploring, or clients that were paying. And it was never this free fuck fest that was happening in Fire Island. On top of that, at the end of every night, it would be 3 a.m., 4 a.m. Sunrise would come around. All my friends want to go to the sexy afters, and I would just have to walk home completely alone. And then the next day, all my friends come through and they're all talking about these crazy things that happen at the afters. I was like, I'm going to show that I fit in. I'm going to be kind. I'm going to be in these gay guy spaces. I'm going to be a woman, a trans woman in these gay guy spaces. And it's not weird. In fact, my presence is helping the situation. It was a slow and gradual change. And even regardless of these sexy afters and me not getting let in or me not being a man, me not really fitting in that much, I still was having these amazing experiences in Fire Island. Because remember, I'm in this house with all my best friends. And then the house next door is all my other best friends. And the house next door to that is my other best friends. They say that queer people choose their own families. That rings so true on this island. We really are all a family. When everybody just treats each other with respect, magic happens. Last year, you guys know I throw this party in New York City called Paul's Dolls. We are about to hit our 5-year anniversary. It is the only all trans by trans cross-country party weekly every Wednesday in New York City. We do Paul's Dolls LA, Paul's Dolls Miami, Paul's Dolls Chicago. Last year, on the 4th of July, I feel like queer people like me all felt kind of weird on the 4th of July. Historically, the most Republican, conservative, most against this holiday. And so I thought, okay, you can do a day trip in Fire Island. You don't need a house. Let me make this an opportunity to bring everyone to Fire Island, my favorite place on earth. I went to the most unhinged party house on this island. It's called Fruit Falls. And last year I threw Paul's Dolls Fire Island. I made the super fierce mini movie that I wrote, directed, edited, whatever, starred in, and it was The Dolls Take Fire Island. Last year it was just so incredible because all these dolls and all these queer people, the exact opposite of that muscle white gay guy, they all got to experience this island too. And they all got to see what I saw in this island. The beauty of it, the community of it, the freedom, the sexual liberation, how you're in New York, but you're not. You feel like your most cunt self here. And I got to give the gift of what I felt without them having to feel scared, you know, without them having to be a martyr. Because I did this being a martyr. I got those experiences while also looking dead in the eye, feeling unwanted, unwelcomed, scared, not fierce or valuable or hot, but I got those really good memories within it. And I decided this is a way that I can give all these other queer people and all these other dolls those good memories and experiences without them having to be a martyr like I was. This year came around again and I thought we have to do it again. We filmed a part 2, the sequel, which honestly, it's going to be portrait mode. I am going to just insert it here because the movie is so fucking good.
Well, girls, we made it again. Fire Island.
Walking in for your ship. What are those real fishy?
No, girl.
Those aren't girls. Look at their kids.
Bitch, I have a pussy. A fat pussy. What's the status, ladies?
We're at 10,000 RSVPs.
Every cunt DJ in New York is confirmed.
And Amanda's helicopter with the VIPs just left Manhattan.
Kim Petras didn't make it, though.
Poor thing.
But her boyfriend did.
Thank God. We're here.
Are you gonna open the door? People are about to pull up.
Okay, ladies, brace yourselves. Horse first.
Pick me up in a beat up deep. Yeah, the little two-seater that he got for cheap and no cost.
You know how we keep saying, Fire Island, Paul's Dolls, Fruit Falls? Well, we're here, Fire Island. And look at those shirts, Paul's Dolls. Now about the last part, Fruit Falls. Last year we might have spooked the owners a bit.
It wasn't even that wild.
Well... Either way, here are these burglar masks. The owners haven't responded since January, and they're not here today. Dolls, we are reclaiming our space.
We're breaking in.
Exactly.
Get me up my polo shirt.
We're breaking in.
Exactly. Slate that. Oh, let's go. Think of the dolls. Come on.
Get me up my polo shirt. Get me up my polo shirt. Get me up my polo shirt. Polo in my mini skirt. You want it so bad.
It's so beautiful. Wow, I'm gorgeous. There's so much history here. It means so much to hold the baton and then pass it onwards to that next generation of bitches who want to come up here in Fire Island and tear this island up. I'm looking out here right now at this island and I just have so many memories in these past 10 years. I've cried on that beach about some boy. I got in a huge fight with my best friend over there on that rooftop. I walked down that boardwalk with my best friend listening to FKA Twigs one morning at 6 a.m. I remember right on that boardwalk, it was after a Pines party. I was in my ecstasy era. I was taking so much ecstasy that day. And whenever I took ecstasy, I would throw up immediately. But that's how I knew it was a good party. That's how I knew I was having fun. Pines party, I was walking. I looked crazy. I don't remember what costume I was in. Do you remember what costume I was wearing? Was it Scooby-Doo? The theme was Cartoon Island. And so I dressed up as Daphne, a slutty Daphne girl. Daphne if she was taking loads on the boardwalk. I had to leave the party for a second because I was so fucking sick. And I just had to throw up. I was walking on the boardwalk, and I remember I was in my heels as I was projectile vomiting, and I was like, I looked like the mummy in The Mummy Returns, and I was walking through in giant heels, like puking everywhere, and I was alone. Remember, it's pitch black. I'm walking on the boardwalk. So, and I remember laughing so hard. I was like, this looks so cunt. Because anyone who had walked by me would have been like, oh my God, what the fuck did I just walk by? The lady be like, yeah. Other things I've done. Another time I puked was at Fruit Falls, right through Paul's Falls, Fire Island. It was a long time ago. I remember I was throwing up, and as I threw up, and I was like, ugh, I love Fire Island. My friends quote that still to this day. I've done a lot of growing here. A lot of growing up, a lot of learning, a lot of loving. I learned how to stand up for myself on this island, to stand up for other people. Something about me is I open doors and then I let people in behind me. I chaperone them. I don't close that door once I get in, and I definitely do not thank my lucky stars. I open that door and try not to make too much noise. Ultimately, I feel like Fire Island is just a cultural experiment where we all just get to see what the fuck would happen if a bunch of like-minded queer people only existed on the island. All my friends are partying downstairs without me. I am about to leave, but the reason I set up this fucking camera, the reason I stayed an extra day, the reason I did all of this is because I love this island. This is my love letter to this island. A few years ago for Paper Magazine, I wrote the Fire Island Survival Guide. You guys have to read it. It's so good. It is only 10 years. Here's to 10,000 billion more. And this island better never go underwater. Because if it does, I'm going down with it. And with that, I just wanted to say, I love you, Fire Island. I love everyone up in this island that ever made me feel safe here. And I also love anyone who ever made me feel whack here. I think every doll and every queer person of color needs to pump it to Fire Island ASAP. We are making this island ours. I already motherfucking started. And now it's your turn to pump it. Like, bitch, we're pumping it.